Hello everyone, bear with me. I still have a bit of a sore throat, but this is Lex from Dead Gentry Collectibles here to go through some slides and values of things that William and I saw on our recent business trip to Monterey, where we sourced a bunch of great inventory for the patrons of our Etsy shop. So here, car aficionados would know this. I believe this is a Model J or a Model SJ Packard convertible. It's had some modifications to the front. You can see V12, 1920s. I think through some of these were made into the 1930s, late 1930s. So we bought it and brought it home from the estates. No, we didn't buy it and bring it home from the estate sale, but I wanted to share it with everyone. This is an NHL Stanley Cup table hockey game made of tin and metal. These can do very well. This piece was from the 1970s, worth about $125 out of box in the condition that you see it in. Other pieces can be worth more, especially pieces from the 1960s in their original boxes. So this is definitely something up to $200 or more. Something to keep an eye out for when you're going to estate sales, or if you're into collecting vintage board games and maybe you want to add something new to your collection, consider vintage table games. They're really interesting to display and they're a lot of fun. Here we have Majolica Rooster Lamps. These were almost 2 feet tall each, and that size matters in the evaluation. So $200 to $300 each on these Italian Majolica pieces. Perfect condition, no damage, and older than similar lamp bases that you usually see. All things to think about when you're looking to add to a collection or value a piece for resale. This is a gorgeous Murano studio glass owl, again vintage. As you can see, his ear is broken off on one side, so we did not purchase him. This piece was very large as well. This was over 2 feet tall, and it was gorgeous, but it unfortunately was broken. Still, even in that condition it's in, up to $500 in that piece. And this was when we were shopping in retail locations. One of the things we're sometimes asked to do by some of our elite collectors, patrons, is find very specific things, which can be very contemporary collectibles, not always vintage and antique. What you're seeing here on this table display, these are called international snack boxes, and I just had to share them because I love them. They're almost like loot crates, but instead of toys, it's food, maybe all from Tokyo or all from Hawaii. They're really fun. Consider buying one for yourself or for anyone you know. And here, these are blind bags. So again, like those keychains, usually made of a softer plastic. Sometimes collectible plush too as well on some of these pieces. Blind bags are the collectible of the 2010s and 2020s. They are everywhere and they are fun, interesting, great to collect. And sometimes you have patrons who want to find a very specific one. So you have to go hunt down bowls of them and buy 20 in order to find the one they need to add to their collection. Also here, I believe this might have been a merchant retail store called Box Lunch. So if you're looking to buy something similar, I just wanted to throw that in there. They have not paid me to advertise for them, but they do carry things like wallets, Loungefly bags, Funko Pops. Again, all collectibles that a lot of our patrons can't always find to buy online or sometimes sell out very quickly, especially from online retailers. So one of the things we do sometimes is source in person at different retail locations. We'll go do the footwork to find what they need and then make sure they get it for their more contemporary collections. Loungefly is very modern. A little angel from Lilo and Stitch, the little pink girl Stitch there. Very cute. And Baymax from Hero 6. Again, when we're talking about contemporary collectibles, Loungefly is something that William and I tell our patrons to lean into, especially if they're buying for a younger generation who may want to start their own collection that's going to accrue value over time. Loungefly kept in good condition over time can become more valuable. They're a great collectible to keep an eye out for or to take the time to invest in. Again, no one's paid me to say that. I do own some Loungeflies, so I'm a little bit biased, but a lot of the people that we work with love them, love buying them as gifts, can't always find what they need. And that tells you when something is popular, when it's highly in demand, when something is selling out and you have to go find it by going to multiple locations, that can tell you when a collectible is going to become more valuable over time. It's just one of those indicators. Of course, here you have things like Star Wars, Mickey and Minnie, right? Like you have all these Disney and Pixar films, which makes it, again, just a genre that anyone can become a part of. Just its walls. I think there's Nightmare Before Christmas in here. What else? Yeah, there's definitely Nightmare Before Christmas. My neighbor Totoro, if you're a Studio Ghibli fan, right? Ghibli. I mean, there's a lot of cute stuff. Look at all the pumpkins. Perfect for Halloween. You can tell I was a little hung up on the selection. We were searching for 2 specific Loungefly pieces, a mini backpack and a wallet that matched it for a specific patron, and we were able to find them. So it was a day well spent. Here, this I believe was a store called High Mochi, and it took us a while to find it to source from. We have collectors that go after very contemporary anime figurines, and that's what you're seeing here. So just another great collectible to look out for. Sanrio. This store, I believe, was just all sorts of collectibles. So now I'm almost into just sharing my vacation slides from our business trip with you. We did, I believe we were after very specific Demon Slayer merch that someone needed. And we had to go to 3 or 4 different stores in order to source that for them for the inventory for the business. There's a lot of really cute stuff in here. I believe they had Sailor Moon. I did notice that they didn't have any Black Butler. Black Butler is one of those merchandise lines it's really worth keeping an eye out for. They seem rarer than the rest. I'm watching the video while I'm talking to you. Stay away from Temu with these. If you must collect inexpensively for anime figurines, consider Q Posket. And then you're going to follow that with brands like Banpresto, Reveltac, Nendoroid, SH Fig Arts makes beautiful pieces, Aniplex. Top of the line, things to really look out for great, highly valuable collectibles, Figma, Play Arts, and Art FX, all wonderful brands. I mean, there's just so many recognizable. If you enjoy anime, this is probably a collectible you're going to enjoy. That was a very large piece in that display case. I remember it was over 1 foot across. Oh, Dragon Ball Z. There's all the Dragon Balls. Yeah, Sailor Moon. A little bit of Spy Family snuck down there with Anya. So, and then again, as I said before, 2010s, 2020s, these are all mystery boxes. This is the age of the unboxing video collectible. If you are into small collectibles that are fun to collect, maybe you don't have a lot of space, mystery boxes can definitely be the place to be. Blind bag, small keychains and figurines. Doesn't take a lot of space to store them over time. And they're definitely going to be worth it in the future. They're too cute and they are too collectible not to be. I'm not going to say that they're going to evaluate incredibly highly, but they're definitely going to hold their value if kept in good condition. And the rarer pieces are worth more. That's part of the fun of blind boxes and that sort of thing. So not everything we do is always vintage and antique. So we did a little vintage and antiques in the beginning here, but we also do a lot of this contemporary stuff. So we have to spend hours and hours sourcing very specific things that could be hard to find on the East Coast, but maybe we can find them on the West Coast to ship to someone. Also, just so we can have a constant knowledge of what's being made available and what we think is going to evaluate over time, is going to gain in monetary worth over time, so that we can tell our collectors what to lean into and what to watch out for. Obviously, people who know us know that we told them about 10 years ago to start collecting Sanrio, and they are happy we did. Sanrio is going to be coming out with a movie soon, if the Hollywood newspaper releases are to be believed. So now would definitely be the time, if you are into this sort of thing, to find some pieces that will be less expensive now than later before the new release of the possible film. And don't blame me if they don't make the film. You know how things are. Sometimes they say they're going to make one and it just falls through. Everywhere Pokemon. just the fact that there were so many brick and mortar retail locations, not just for Pop and Funko toys, but for things like Loungefly, anime figurines, whole stores dedicated just to mystery boxes. This was so cute. Is that my melody? I'm not this is a little Sanrio. So it was so cute because these were little air freshener cupcakes that you could like replace the air freshener inside. They were amazing. I think I bought 3. Harry Potter, something else that we have been telling everyone since day one to lean into. Harry Potter collectibles, you want to find the better pieces, better quality, things that are rarer. If you're into displays, look for pieces like that. Did you see the little gold Hogwarts replica? It was very small, but it's high detail and it lights up. If you're into displays, you want high detail or large figures that kind of make a big splash. These are great pieces. They're going to accrue value over time as long as you're buying the higher quality collectibles. I got a little distracted later in the story, I believe. There's Legos here. There's so many different brands that are syndicated with Harry Potter. This was where I got distracted. So we had someone that was looking for a very specific manga series that they were unable to find anywhere online. And we were able to go find it for them, which was very fun and very nice. But my mind was blown on how much manga was inside this bookshop. So I have to point out with the incoming trends over the last, 8 years more or less of things like K-pop, heavy anime influences, heavy cartoon influences that are based out of places like Japan. That this is when you see merchandise becoming this prevalent, that there's this much of it in a place like California, that tells you that it's becoming very popular, possibly highly collectible. These were just a few titles. If you're watching the video, glance at them. I'm not going to say them out loud. Lean into these series and these authors. These will accrue value over time. If you need something to sign at Comic-Con, go pick up one of those and then bring it with you. Get that signed. Those are the pieces to look for. This was just a really cute little display, I think, that they had at a Target where we stopped to get William a soda or something like that. And unfortunately, the gyroscope on my phone wouldn't flip, so it kind of locked up there. And then William made a stop at a pumpkin patch as well on the way back. So no, we didn't source any pumpkins for anybody, but it was a lot of fun. They had things like churros. It was really great. I think we ended up getting some honey for the shop, for the rec room. And then this was more the vacation side of things. Candy, all sorts of things on the Monterey Peninsula and coast, and then also Fisherman's Wharf. We kind of did it all. These little guys, they just looked like they were having a party. I just had to show everyone. We went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Huge advocate of the Monterey Bay Aquarium. I've been a member, I think, since I was 14 years old. So I advocate it. This is my favorite current display that they have. It's not displays, but they have tidal shorebirds, and these little birds can walk right up to you at eye level. It is the sweetest thing. I know everyone was into the giant Pacific octopus and everybody wanted to go look at the sharks, and I was over here in the little tidal birds area just watching these adorable little birds scamper around in the water. It was a very quiet moment in the aquarium. It was very peaceful. So again, huge advocate. If you can go. If you need help figuring out where to go in Monterey, shoot me a message because I just spent a full week there. It's great. You can have a lot of fun. And as a native Californian, I gotta say, protect the coastlines. If you're gonna spend a ticket on something, ticket money on something, look at this little stingray. Look at him. Or her. I'm not sure, but absolutely adorable. Definitely worth the price of entry. And I just want to show everyone, can't always talk about antiques and collectibles, right? Sometimes we got to add some fun to the end of the movie. Little leopard sharks. This was not a petting tank. They do have tidal tanks where you can pet like starfish and things. And I remember seeing at least 2 or 3 kids actually making that mistake and trying to reach in for the sharks. But of course they had a staff member there to tell them it's an open tank, but it wasn't meant for petting. We're coming to the spookiest installation. These were spider crabs, and that thing in the background is an actual whale skull. They were huge. I couldn't believe how big these crabs were. They were bigger than I am. I think I'm going to end the video a little bit as far as the vacation element of the business trip. Of course, this going to the aquarium doesn't count as a business part of the business trip, but we still wanted to share it with everyone. It's what we did at the end of our business day. I would suggest going. This video and a lot of these pictures of the very large giant kelp tanks was taken just as the aquarium opened and no one was there. It was beautiful. There were no crowds. There were no lines. And you could see like the rays of sunlight coming through the tank. It was also when they first open is when the sea otters first wake up in the morning. So they bring out ice for Rosa, is my favorite sea otter, and they start to wake up and clean their little faces and roll around in the water, and it's just a lot of fun. So again, as your personal tourist guide, if you're ever going to go in the morning to the aquarium and then do all your fun, eating and touristy things after. That's Rosa. She was my favorite. She's so cute. It was a lot of fun. At some point here, I promise I will get past all of these great little business trip photos. You would not believe the types of coffee and tea this place offered. And handmade baked goods. It was incredible. It was a little bit like being in a Hobbit movie and you had just walked into some cottagecore bakery. Okay, so that's it for... Oh, my voice is so scratchy. Excuse me. That's it for the vacation slides that are woven into the Dead Gentry video for this week. But I did want to show everyone some of our toy shelves from our Whatnot show that we do. So if you don't have the Whatnot app, download it. It's really easy. So this is just, we do toys, clothes, jewelry. I think we do every Wednesday at 6. But these are some of the toy shelves. So it's so much fun because you get to talk to us live in chat. So like if you were able to talk to me right now and pick out these toys by hand and view them on live video, that's what Whatnot is. And I just wanted to show everybody some of our toy shelves. Again, highly collectible. Some of these Funko Pop pieces. Great things to keep an eye out for. I think there's like a Build-A-Bear snowman, some Pikachu back there, and what you have Lala Loopsy and Disney villains and Monster High and all manner of action figures and Doorables and Shopkins and all sorts of things that we don't put into the Etsy shop. So if you're interested in buying loose figurines, either for play or display, go ahead, join our Whatnot. I'll put a link in the app. Use our link, like our referral link, and I think you get some money off to make like a free like $10 purchase or something like that. Don't hold my feet over the fire on that. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure if you use our referral link, you get some sort of discount or something along those lines. And then come hang out with us. Come hang out with other toy sellers. It's a lot of fun. It's just an app you leave at your phone. Someone is on there always selling something, whether it's vintage Hard Rock t-shirts or vintage toys or amazing vintage brooches or just all manner of things. It's a great app to have and you can hang out with us as well. Okay, cheers everybody.